Yo guys, we're out here back in the G-Wagon. Let's call this G-Wagon talk. So, right now, as we enter this new world, as we enter this new life, we're entering into 2023 now. And I want to let you guys know something real quick, Before we ever actually got to the point where we are right now, we have to look back at what we actually accomplished as a human species. We accomplished a lot in this world, right? We've conquered worlds and we conquered Earths. Julius Caesar at 22 years old conquered half the freaking world, man. Can you guys believe it, dude? The motherfricker conquered half of the freaking world at 22 years old. 22-year-olds now are freaking depressed because they're not getting a text back from their crush, The thing about it is that we used to go to war, we used to kill people, we used to cut heads and go to war and kill each other with sticks. That's how manly people were. I'm not here to try to say that, people aren't manly because they're not killing each other. That's not what I'm trying to say here. What I'm really trying to say is that nowadays, people are soft. People are soft. Our ancestors, bro. They had to go freaking fight lions and tigers and kill them with their bare hands and with sticks and stones. That's to fight the beasts. Now, that's a risk they took to feed their family. They went out every day with the chance of them never actually coming back into the world. They had to live with that, They had to kiss their wives that day before they went out for the hunt. And they had a chance, or they might have never came back that night, So the thing about it, guys, is that we're in a very good position right now. As a man, as a human being, as a man of power, right? We're a powerful species. We don't really realize what we're capable of, There's these people that are the world's strongest man. These guys are picking up freaking cores, bro. It's all about based off our minds, bro. Our mind is telling our muscles to grow bigger and stronger. So they freaking can lift heavier and heavier obstacles and heavier things. That's basically what it's doing. The mind is basically telling the guy to become stronger because you're gonna need it, because according to what we are already doing, it's tough. We need to become tougher. That's how the body works. You think the guy was just born and he was the strongest man on earth? No, he trained for it. His body was stimulated with time and effort. So as a man, I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like I'm the number one human man out there on the earth. I'm not here to pretend like I am. But what I'm trying to say is that trying to self-improve is more than enough. A lot of people are satisfied where they are. A lot of people like where they're living, who they're hanging out with, what they're doing on the weekends. I don't understand it. It pisses me off how you don't have a burning desire to conquer Earth. If I had the option, I would try to conquer the world. I am trying to conquer the world. Let me rephrase that. I am trying to conquer the world. I want the world to know me. And I want the world to kneel before me. If I had the chance to go out there and freaking take over the world, I will. Because it's my inner man speaking, right? We're conquerors, we're explorers, we're people that invent, recreate. You weren't born to flip burgers at a freaking drive-thru, dude. You weren't born to freaking make french fries off a grill. You weren't born to freaking be a cashier, to hand money to people and press a couple buttons and go home. That's not what you were born to do. Humans were born to be species of creation. We're smart, we have brains, dude. We freaking figured out a lot of things as humans, dude. Literally, we figured out how to make sophisticated German engineering where I press my paddle, the car moves. And this has like 600, 700 horsepower, all the craziest technology. Our brains figured this out. And you're telling me the same guy that figured out how to create a car is the same brain that you have in your brain, but you're choosing to use your brain to be a waiter at a restaurant. It doesn't sit with me, bro. It doesn't sit right with me, bro. I can't pretend like I'm trying to be a nice guy here. I can't pretend to you that this is the life that you were meant to live. So a lot of people nowadays pretending like they're okay with life when they really deeply subconsciously aren't. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a lot of people out there in this world that are happy with what they're doing right now. You talk to anyone on their deathbeds, right? Like let's say for example, people that are dying, right? You sit there and you talk to them and you ask them, what was the reason? If you were to go back one time and ask someone, hey man, what's your biggest regret, for example? They would basically be like, not doing the things I wanted to do. That's their number one regret. You can even Google it. The second one is not traveling enough. That's the second biggest regret. The first one is basically regretting on what they wanted to do with their lives. Now that should say something. We're all going to die eventually. And if the biggest regret on the world right now, in the world right now, is not doing what they love to do, or not doing what they wanted to do, not making enough money, basically is what they're saying, to be honest with you. Because everyone that wants to do something is trying to find a way to make money in this world. And let's be honest here, you know, you want to be a successful painter, you want to be a successful artist, whatever. You want to be the successful artist, meaning that you want to make money with it. Let's be honest here. But do you want to regret that? David Goggins said this in a podcast on Joe Rogan on his podcast. It was an insane quote. Literally changed my life. Okay, so he said that, you know, we're all gonna die, right? We're all gonna die. We're all gonna have to face God. We're all gonna have to listen to Him and answer to Him, right? So Joe Rogan asked him what's his biggest fear in life, right? Joe Rogan asked him what's his biggest fear, and David Goggins said this, and it was such a beautiful thing to say. So I'm gonna basically just reiterate it, pretend I'm David Goggins talking to Joe Rogan. He said that we're all gonna die in this world one day, and we're all gonna have to answer to the Lord, the God, right? You wait for your turn, you wait for your turn in line, right? You have Alex Smith, you know, he's testifying to God right now. The second you're next up, they remove Alex Smith's name off the board, and they put Ish the CEO's name on the board. And you know, let's say for example, I never accomplished what I accomplished. I didn't chase what I wanted to do, and I was just I was at a grocery store. I wasn't supposed to get rich. But let's say I never actually took the risk and never actually started a business, right? Let's say I never did, and I lived my whole life with regret, you know, with just being a cashier at a grocery store and living until I died. You know, at 70 years old, I dropped dead of a heart attack, whatever, right? Let's say I never accomplished what I accomplished, and God, He puts His name on my board, and I'm so confused. It says millionaire, impact, motivational speaker, influence, changed people's lives, gave knowledge back to the world, educated people, helped people, sophisticated, smart, sharp man. I'm like, God, this isn't me. Who is this man? And God looks back at you and He says, this was the man I put you on this earth to become. Just think about that for a second. All of us have a purpose. The reason we're on this earth is to become our best versions of ourselves. And God's looking at you and said, Ish, this is who I wanted you to become. You didn't become that person. And I want to show you what I put you on this earth to do. That's David Goggins' biggest fear on earth, is talking to God and not showing Him that you went to your true potential. Now let that sink in. That's a very powerful statement I just told you guys right there. I hope that you understood that. But this is the way the world works. A lot of people nowadays aren't willing to face the truth of themselves. They aren't willing to come in and show their true, you know, potential to the world. And it's very, very disrespectful to you, yourself, your ancestors that traveled across the freaking seas to come in and, you know, check you out. You disrespected not you, not God, but your entire generation for being poor. Let that sink in. Let that be the reason you go hard today, okay? Don't be that person that just sits his whole life on the bleachers. You have to jump into the game one day. And it's scary to jump in the game. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy being the freaking guy that everyone hates on. Everyone, you know, there's so much risk on your hands, so much freaking, you know, fear in your hands. You know, it's the best feeling though. That's what I want to live. I live with adrenaline in my veins. I love living like that. So if you guys are going out there trying to become men, just understand one thing. Be the best version of yourself. Be the best version you can be. And at that point, you will be blessed with eternal success. You will die peacefully on your deathbed, knowing that you gave it your 100 trillion%. At that moment, when you're about to take your final breath, you can have peace. And you can know that you did what you wanted to do in this world, and it worked. Go out there, guys, become millionaires. It's not hard. $2,700 is all you have to make per day. Find a way to charge $1,000 for your time, for a service, product, coaching program, something. Find out a way to sell it for $1,000. Sell it 3 times a day. Do it for 365 days. And don't stop until you freaking get it done. Okay? It's not hard, but it's not freaking easy. Okay? So go out there. If you guys want to learn how I've done it, how I made my first $1 million through marketing, I recommend maybe getting on board on Ish Mentorship. It's a link in my bio. You can even sign up. It's free. You can get on a call with me. But if you're looking for a handout, it's not a handout. It's a paid program. It's $3,500. It's expensive, boys. But is it worth it? It's worth every freaking penny. I've helped people freaking change life. I've helped 200 people get out of the freaking matrix. So if you guys are trying to do that, go out there and maybe apply on the, but if you're not ready, don't apply, bro. Don't, please. Actually, I changed my mind, don't apply. But for the 10% of people, maybe 5% of people that actually got something going on for themselves and want to seek better for themselves, go ahead and click the link in my bio, guys. It's a free call with me, with Isha CEO. Go out there and, you know, inquire. Let's start you up with an agency and let's put some freaking money in your pockets, boys. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's Isha CEO, and we'll talk soon. Peace.